everybody, how's it going? Zach from Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the PAC channel. How you doing today? I'd like to say hello to all of my friends on Community Pay It Forward. We're actually broadcasting on that channel today. I thought I'd give it a shot, see how we did. Try to let people know. Please, if you are viewing this on Community Pay It Forward, switch on over to the PAC channel, hit like, and follow us there. We've got all kinds of great things. Here in 2 hours, we've got the great, the Rev, who's going to be on with us. Have one hell of a time with that man. He not everybody's bag, but he is mine, so it's a good thing, you know. Most people who know me know that I'm not exactly a religious person. I am a spiritual person, but I'm not really religious. Somebody asked me the other day, what is the difference between religious and spiritual? For me, I think it's kind of simple. Religion, you know, you want to spiritual, you can believe many things make up something wonderful. Religion, you see it as like one thing, one person that created something beautiful. So I think that there's a real difference there. You know, nothing wrong with either way. Absolutely nothing wrong with either way. I respect you either which way you do it. Your life is your life. Please do with it as you will. I don't know exactly who we're going to run for an interview today, but I don't have any interviews lined up for today. Once again, been very, very busy last couple weeks. But the one thing that we are going to do is something that we did on Wednesday on the PAX show. Once again, PAC channel, Wednesday nights, 7 Eastern, 5 Mountain. Make sure that you join us. We generally have a pretty darn good time with that. But what we're going to do first off is we're going to explain the Community Pay It Forward program. We really want to push this out because we really want people to start understanding how you, by simply shopping with your favorite partner of ours, can raise money for something that you love. Or if you're somebody who needs help, how you can take and utilize people doing business in the community to help support you, your programs, help people with emergency funding, whatever it is. We're here to try to make a difference in people's lives and try to make a real difference when it comes to helping people in emergency situations, kids trying to raise money for school or church programs, whatever it is. So we're asking you to go on ahead and stick around for the next 20 minutes or so, find out how this goes, and then we will probably play some kind of a past recording just because we've had so many good ones out there that they just deserve to be played again. Coming up tomorrow in just a few hours. Matter of fact, we're shutting it down 23 hours from right now. So it's from 8 until noon tomorrow here in Greeley, Colorado, in which, you know, Colorado Springs, that's only 2 hours away. If you need some help, come on out. Here in Greeley, Colorado, we're opening up the donation dens. What are the donation dens? Free, free, free. Free clothing, free housewares, free furniture. If you need help, come and see us. You know, we're going to give one free outfit to everyone who comes. And we're going to ask you, hey, for a donation of $3, how about filling a grocery bag? You want to support what we're doing? You want us to help to continue to give away free clothes? Why don't you come and help us by financially donating to us to help us make sure that we can pay for those donation dens. I need people to understand that these, you know, giving away free things is something I love to do, but it's not the easiest thing in the world on the pocketbook. And Jim from the donation den from Jesus. Jim from the donation dens from I'm drawing a blank on the geological sign, the Gemini. Thank you, Gemini Storage. has been very, very patient, and one of my, one of my greatest friends, one of my greatest supporters for a long time. But you know what? We'd like to get him all caught up, so we could really use your help. If you're not doing anything tomorrow, you're in the Greeley area, come on up, see what we got going on. Maybe throw us a couple bucks, help us out, maybe help us organize a little bit. We got a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to do it. So we could really use your help. Here's a little bit more information about that. What is the Community Pay It Forward program? Very simple. It's wonderful companies from around the country, around the world, who have decided to give us a portion of their sales for simply telling you about them and you shopping with them. You go to any of our partners, which are located on our verified partners page of our website, communitypayitforward.us. Again, that's communitypayitforward.us. You visit any of these partners, very simple, and you'll find our verified partners right here on the website. Once again, communitypayitforward.us. Find the verified partners. You click on the verified partners, and up pops this little page. Yeah, you did it. Which we can introduce them to you. We've got so many different categories where we've got some great people doing great things in here. Everything from, ADA compliant, HR, hypnotherapy, which ironically probably going to be who you're going to see today is Daria Mann. She's one of our beautiful partners. And what you do is you take and you click on these people. You'll see my lovely friend Daria. You take and you click into here. What's going to happen is you're going to get all the information about Daria Mann and her wonderful program. And here happens to be her video that we performed a couple weeks ago. You're also going to see that you've got all of the information you need: email, website, and she's got two different websites. So there are two different websites here. You can also read this wonderful story about what she does, how she does it, why it's important to her. Once you go with Daria, she doesn't tell us anything about your meeting. She doesn't tell me anything about who you are. She, in fact, does not tell me anything. We ask you to take the invoice that Daria gives you, whether it's via email or even printed, like this receipt right here from our friends at Bulldog Pub and Grub. What we do is we ask you to then, once you're done shopping with this individual, we're using Daria Mann today, okay, or Bulldog Pub and Grub. What we do is we ask you to go here to our Mission Partners tab, right up top, very easy to find, and then you can choose You can choose from 501c3s, nonprofits, and charity work, to animal missions, to Community Cares Cub Club, which concerns all of our kids and kids' activities, sick children, people trying to raise money to develop um, better living for kids. Sanctuary homes is one of them that we're raising money for. Matter of fact, I just saw in my email a couple minutes ago, we've got a brand new Cub Club mission, which is dealing with children who are differently able in Maryland. So we're going to welcome them on board here really shortly and talk to them. Community improvement missions. What this is say you've got a neighborhood that gets together and you guys want to clean up your neighborhood a little bit, maybe paint a fence that's been graffitied or clean up a park that's been neglected. The government's not going to help you with these. Let's raise some money for you to continue to do this, to do these wonderful things, to help you buy some of these trash bags you need, to help you pay for the disposal that it's going to cost, to help you pay for the paint, to repaint fences that have been, basketball boards, backboards, nets, all those things. What we want to do is we want to help people who are doing good things, families and our neighbors who are in need of help. Look, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's truly nothing wrong with asking for help. But if nobody knows that you need help, how can you help them? So let's make sure that we're telling people that, you know what, this is a person that I know who's a little down right now. They can use a little bit of help your way. Going back to the Cub Clubs, your kid, they get a chance. They do some wonderful things in school. They get a chance to go to Washington, D.C., meet the President of the United States. And this is before anybody pops off and says anything wrong here. I'm going to say this. I don't care who the president is. If your child has a chance to meet the President of the United States, that child should get that opportunity. This is something that these kids work really, really hard for, but it costs upwards of $3,000 to $4,000. That's out of reach for a lot of parents. Yeah, there's payment arrangements that can be made, but let's be honest here: $3,000 to $4,000. That's still a lot of money right now. We want to help get these children to go and do something that we could only dream of doing as adults. We also like to help people who are trying to help with healthy mind, body, and soul. This is by helping them helping them to create ways for people to come and see them, whether it's a grant, whether it's paying for people to go and see some of these healthy alternatives to medical issues. Honoring our heroes, both country and community. Heroes are labeled in many, many different ways. We see our teachers, doctors, nurses, of course, our law enforcement, our first responders, our ambulance drivers, you know, our veterans. They're all our heroes. Let's make sure that we take care of them. Inclusion is for everyone. This is true. This is one of the things that this new group is going to be a huge part of, is our inclusion is for everyone. This group is going to take, and we're going to raise money for them to continue to make it easier for families to be able to send their children to school, and make sure that these schools are built in order to handle children who are differently able. Then we have our supporting our startups, business, and organizations, and that one's very simple. Are you starting a business? It's hard to get started. Why not come with a group that is aimed at trying to help you start up your business while we tell people what you do, while you're giving back to the community? It works so well. There's so many ways that you can do this. How do we get these small to medium business owners to join us? How are we going to tell people that they exist? It's very simple. We want to tell your story. everybody has a great story. Everybody has a story of why they are here. Most people start organizations from a bad experience. There's nonprofits don't get started because somebody won the lottery. They've had to experience something that led to a little bit of trauma in their life and led to a little bit of negativity, and navigated they've navigated potholes to where you can see exactly what they've done. They've found ways to get around different problems, allowing people to learn how to get past things. One of the greatest cases that I can talk about, and I talk about this individual quite often, is John from Martyred Angels. He lost his son at 3 years old, Bladen. Bladen escaped from the home when mom was very, very ill, and mom was having troubles with her illness. Well, Bladen was able to escape from the home, and he got outside, and he unfortunately ended up drowning in the family pond. John went and he tried to look around for a an organization that could help him get through this. They understand that there's a lot of things that can happen while you're trying to rebuild your life after this terrible, terrible incident. And John was astonished when he didn't find anything. And so he started Martyred Angels with his wife and their daughter, and they're doing so many good things with it. And it's truly one of those things that every organization has a story on why it's here. Whether it's the Avery Center with trafficking, whether it's uh, Project Die Hard with Ryan taking the gun out of his mouth after his service, whether it's the Veterans Ranch, no matter what it is, there's always stories behind every organization. And you can take and sponsor these organizations simply by shopping with one of our partners. Now, again, you make a purchase from any of our partners. One more time, you can find any of our verified partners right here, communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that's communitypayitforward.us. Find any of our partners, shop with any of them. Then you come here, and let's just say that, you know what, we want to help a 501c3. We just told you about them. So let's look here at all of these wonderful programs that we got. A couple ways to do this. One, you can scan the QR code right here. If you scan this QR code, it's going to take you here to one that's similar to this. It's actually going to take you to one that's branded itself for them. But what you do, this is your best friend in the world right here. The receipt that you get, if it's a paper receipt, you take a photo of that receipt. If it's online and you get it emailed to you, upload it. Cover up all the valuable information you don't need us to know. All we need to know is the date, the amount, and when you were there. You know, maybe even what you purchased. You don't have to leave personal information on there, but we need all of the information from the store. Then you come down to here and you click on here and you can see all of the 501c3s that we work with. You can see that there's quite a few of them, okay? You can go to our animal missions. We got Chris Pease, Humane Society of Weld County Search Dogs. All wonderful, wonderful organizations that we've worked with in the past. Community Cares Cub Club. We've got everything from Connell's Hugs for Heaven, Hugs from Heaven, another organization that was started by a family losing a child. Happy Gardens Community School, a school in Africa. Julie Yarbrough and her sanctuary home. Larry Robb's Fashion School once again in Africa. Marie Barney Boston Scholarship right here in the U.S. NOCO Knights sports organization here in Greeley, Colorado. Riley from Spoonbill. If you know me, you pretty much know the story of Riley, and you know our love for Riley. Riley has passed away, He's passed on, but his memory will never be lost because we're going to make sure that we continue to try to find ways to defeat that despicable disease that took his young life. Community Cares, Dare to Care Outreach and Entertainment. This is us, okay? This is one of the things that we do. We have the Affiliation Clothing Den and the Audrey Burbridge Professional Closet, which we have women's clothing for job hunting and so much more. Once again, we're going to take and we're going to pull up that spot again because this weekend at our donation dens, home of Community Dare to Care Outreach and events, we are having a special event. Here's a little more about it. Community improvement missions are missions, like we said, that are not government funded, that are put together by people who are out just trying to make a change. Our families and neighbors who need our help. These are individuals who have went through a difficult time and are asking for a little bit of help. Let's help them out. It's a very simple process. All we ask you to do is join us to help out these people who need our helping hand. Healthy mind, body, and soul. We work with organizations like the Christ Clinic, which also, thank God I talk for a living, which offers free healthcare to families in the Fort Collins area. Healing Warriors Program, which offers free healthcare to our veterans. And Transformation Road Trip, which offers a unique and individualized healing road to recovery for people, and we're trying to help them maintain ways to help people throughout the nation. So check them out as well. They're another one of our wonderful partners, and they're one of our unique ones that they're a partner and a mission partner at the same time. So honoring our heroes, both country and community. We've got things like American Military Family, Folds of Honor, Healing Warriors Program, Homes for Our Troop, Hope Advanced, Patriot Anglers, Project Die Hard, Veterans Honoring Veterans, Veterans Plaza NOCO, Veterans Ranch, and We Got Your Six. All wonderful, wonderful veteran community programs. Folks, if you know somebody who runs a law enforcement program, if you know somebody who runs something for the fire department, if you know somebody who runs anything for teachers, we can help raise money for them. We want to know about them because they are heroes. They put their lives on the line every time they clock in. Let's make sure that we're there for them when they're forced to clock out. Keeping small business alive. I just skipped over inclusion. Inclusion is for everyone. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to enjoy a life just as much as everybody else does. Keeping small business alive, once again, that's people who are trying to start either organizations or businesses. And last but not least, for right now, it's These Walls Can Talk. Save our history. We're losing a lot of history. It astonishes me that we are in one of the youngest countries in the world, yet our history is falling to pieces because we tear history down to build in the name of progress, yet we're losing so much history. We need to make sure that this history is here to teach us about the wrongs, the rights, and then what could happen. So let's save some of our history. All you have to do, you choose. We'll go to Brit's Picks here. Another one of our partners and missions. Go to Brit's Picks here. As we've already discussed, you've already taken the photo of your receipt, or you've uploaded it to browser files. So you already know that you're in here. You've already used one of our verified partners. Then, if you notice here, There are no asterisks. We would love for you to fill out this information, but it is not required. We ask you to fill out your name, your email, your phone number, and your address. We ask you to please give us your, let us add you to our email list, our phone list, our text list, text alert list, or our mailing list. And then if you would like to dedicate your receipt in the memory or in celebration of someone, we just ask you to put it here so we can tell the store this person donated to Brit's Picks in honor of this person. Then you hit submit. I literally just took 20 minutes to tell you something that takes a matter of seconds to do. In real time, it goes something similar to this. I just got home. I just ordered Bulldog Pub and Grub. I take a picture of my receipt. I open this right here. I hit Brit's Picks. Most of you guys know this is already set up. I hit this, hit my email, hit my phone number, hit my address. I'm going to say both, please, and mailing list. And I wish to honor those, not with an I, those who served is what I'll put. I hit submit. Thank you. Now, I just sent a portion of my great meal from Bulldog Pub and Grub to Brit's Picks. That's all I had to do. Instead of going and eating really crappy food from McDonald's, I chose to go to the Bulldog Pub and Grub and have a great meal, have a fantastic meal. Their Italian sandwiches, some of the best food ever anywhere. Not only did I do that, but the Bird family, who has went through some very tough times themselves, agreed to help me out and share a small portion of my purchase with the cause that I love. All by simply taking those few steps of what we just did. You have any questions, all you have to do is reach out to me, Zach, at communitypayitforward.us or 970-909-0751. 970-909-0751. Or right there, Linktree. Hit up my Linktree. Everything you need is on there. All of my websites, my email addresses. I think that my shoe size is on there. I think I tell you about the new dog who's missing. Uh-oh. The new dog's missing. Yeah. Very simple. It's a very simple program. If you have any questions, give me a call, 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751. If you would like more information on how you can become part of a solution simply by opening your doors to customers, 970-909-0751. We are going to go on ahead, and as promised, I am going to share my conversation with this beautiful lady that I did a couple weeks ago in light of the rediscovering the happy place. This is Daria Mann. Daria Mann is one of my favorite people in the world. She's a hypnotherapist. She's a family therapist. She can help you quit smoking. She can help you keep your marriage on track. What more do you need? Food, so go to Bulldog Pub and Grub. Again, Daria also is a Community Pay It Forward partner. She is our sister. We're so proud to have her. Here you go. This is Daria Mann with me. This is a couple weeks ago. Please help us rediscover the happy place.
That you want your subconscious to believe. And
I am joined by a very good friend of mine. Daria Mann has been a partner of ours for probably about 3 years now. You've been with us for quite a while, and Daria, you have a wonderful, wonderful program. You're a hypnotherapist.
I am, yes.
And it was funny that when we first met, what you loved to talk about was if you need to quit smoking, come and see you. And I know that you had quite a bit of success with that, but you also take care of family therapy. You're really deep into family therapy. Can you tell us a little bit about, well, just tell us about your practice, what you really focus on, and then let people know where they can get a hold of you up front, and then we'll revisit that in the end.
Sure. Yeah, as Zach said, I am a hypnotherapist. I actually went to school for a whole year in 2014 to become a hypnotherapist. We went every single weekend. So Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. At the end of that year, I registered as a registered psychotherapist and became a hypnotherapist. And then I stayed with my mentor, who's a clinical psychologist and was my trainer for another year and a half with additional mentoring, supervision, that type of thing to become really good at hypnosis. I'm pretty much an advanced clinical hypnotherapist, and I can work with just about everyone. But as we worked together, she said, Daria, you are more than just a hypnotherapist. I really think you should go and become a therapist. And so I looked into schools, found Regis. She had suggested that I become an LPC, which is a licensed professional counselor. But I went to one of the colleges and she described the difference between licensed professional counseling and marriage and family therapy. And I thought, I kind of already know how to work with people one-on-one. So I think I'd like to just expand my horizons. If I have to go to school anyway, I might as well learn the system work. And I'd been an educator for many years, working with families all the time as a preschool teacher, as a director, as an elementary teacher. And so I understood systems and I know how powerful the whole family system works and how it affects each other. And so I went to school to Regis, got another master's degree. I already had a master's degree in education. And in 2019, I graduated with that degree and I got to start all over with my hours. So I'm not quite yet licensed as a marriage and family therapist, but I am a marriage and family therapist candidate. And in the meantime, yes, the state of Colorado changed registered psychotherapists. No one else can ever be one. They can't ever even sign up for it because it's an unlicensed position, but they also changed the name of it to unlicensed psychotherapist. Now, I kept both designations so that I don't have to be supervised for every single client that I meet with because that would cost me a fortune. But I plan on being completely licensed by next year. And I don't remember the other question you asked me. Did you ask me another one?
Yeah, well, I was gonna have you talk to people about how to get a hold of you, but we can get to that later. Let's really dive into what we're here to talk about. We are working with talking with people right now because we want your help to help us rediscover the happy place. And our whole concept behind this is that we want to talk to people who have been through different training like yourself. And we know that when it comes to mental health and mental issues, people are having, it's not just one thing that causes this, it's a multitude of different subjects that can bring on that feeling of devastation and overwhelming dread.
Mhm.
What are some of the things that your training can help people get rid of, or talk through? I don't like get rid of, but talk their way through. What are some of the things that you can do to help people do that?
Actually, there are some things I can help get rid of.
Smoking.
Believe it or not. I work with addictions. I actually went on, got more training last year to be a licensed addictions counselor. Now, I don't need 3 licenses, so I'm not pursuing that license, because then I would need an additional 3,000 hours, and I don't want to pay for a supervisor. But I have all that extra training. So I help people with addiction, and oftentimes that involves the family, because the family is affected by someone who is always drunk or is high and maybe says something or does something that they wouldn't do under normal circumstances, but have hurt their children or hurt their spouse or hurt a significant other, or just even their parents. Just, oh, I can't believe that my child fell into this. And I've worked with individuals like I worked with a mom of a son who went to rehab, just to help her understand that it wasn't all her fault, to let go of some of that guilt and shame, and become more confident in who she is as a mom, and that she did a great job as a mom. It wasn't her fault that he has an addiction. Also anxiety and fear and doubt, self-confidence. Oftentimes I have clients that come in and say, I say, well, tell me a couple statements. I am confident. I am happy. I am, that you want your subconscious to believe. And some of them sadly say, I don't have any hope. I am crap. I'm trash. I don't believe in myself. That's why I came to you. And I'm like, okay, well, we're starting from ground zero, but I create hope and I create peace and I create harmony. So let's dive into some of those things. And as a therapist, I meet with people for 2 hours, which is highly unusual. Most therapists will meet for 50 minutes. But I meet for about an hour and we do talk therapy. And then I weave that into the hypnosis. And then when I meet with families, I give them a full 2 hours. Now, that can seem like a horrifyingly long time. But what I've found is families about the 50-minute mark are finally getting to the nitty-gritty issues. And then if I send them out, they're probably going out in maybe even a worse way because they finally brought up the issues. And so I find that if I keep them here and I can teach them skills like talking about their family or their feelings, and giving them skills of how to communicate their feelings and their thoughts and their ideas, and help them separate those stories that they've created in their head, and help them to just, okay, what really happened? Let's sort through that. So I've got 2 families today that I know I'm going to be working with. That one is a court-ordered family. A dad and his 2 kids have to have court-ordered family therapy. And then I have another one who was a client I actually worked with, the mom, and she's come in with her teenager when her teenager was suicidal. And I helped them a lot, just communicate. They've got a more peaceful relationship. And then her son came home from college after some suicidal statements and quit college and is home, but now is casting blame on her and pointing a lot of fingers. And what I've found is that no one really can point a finger at someone else without pointing the finger back at them. It takes 2 in a relationship, and there's responsibility on both parts.
You said something early on in that statement, and I just want to ask a question and kind of verify this. The mom who came in and said, "I blame myself," is that at all helping the person that's got the mental issue? Her taking on that blame on herself, is that helping that person at all? All that's doing is making things worse, is it not?
Right, right. Because now the son is seeing the mom depressed, casting guilt and shame on herself, taking the blame. And yeah, this person who is actually the drinker, who has an alcohol problem, isn't acknowledging because they made a choice to drink alcohol, and their body not everybody has this, but their body is basically allergic to alcohol. They have a disease called alcoholism, and that means they can't even take one little drop, or pretty soon they're drunk, and one day can lead to another, can lead to another, can lead to another, can lose jobs, can, devastate the family, can lose their spouse, can lose their children. I mean, it just, and many are suicidal.
Daria, what would be the first thing that you would tell somebody that is going through a difficult situation and they don't know exactly what to do, but they notice that somebody in their family is going through an issue? What would be the first thing that you would tell them? Okay, before you take any other step, do this. What can help somebody out? Because one of our goals here is to learn how to start a conversation. And this is not an easy conversation to start. If it was, we wouldn't be losing as many people as we are. So we're asking people right now, what is one step that we can take if we notice somebody in our lives that is sliding down that road? What is the first thing that you would suggest we do?
Breathe.
That's
Breathe. Honestly,
fantastic.
Breathe, try to clear your thoughts, get all of the craziness out of your own head, and then look at what's actually going on. I do training on suicidal prevention, and there's a whole list of things to even look for. Some people don't even realize that maybe someone is suicidal, but maybe they're giving things away, or they're sad and they're depressed and they're staying in their room, or maybe they're not going to work, they're not going to school. All those signs and symptoms that you can kind of just be aware of. So start really paying attention. And then when you do realize, okay, there is something going on, then, honestly, just approach them with love. I love you. I love you. I care about you. I am your mom. I am your dad. I am your sister. I'm your brother. I am your friend. And I am here for you. How can I help you? What I've observed is some pain. And I'm seeing some symptomatic things that are coming out of that pain. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But I'm here to just listen and care. And then be quiet.
There's we've heard a lot about how when you approach somebody and you ask them, hey, talk to me. One of the things that I was told recently is, if you're going to say those words, you better be damn well ready to listen. Because you sitting there telling somebody, tell me what's wrong, what's going on, and then the next thing they see is this. You got your cell phone up, you're distracted. All you're doing is telling them your problem, not mine. What would be, and I love the way that, the way that you said breathe first, because I think that's very good. Because if you come in this way, coming in with the preconceived thought on what their problem is, that's not helpful.
Right.
I mean, we've got to let them tell us what's wrong, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if they don't know how to listen to somebody, if they don't feel confident in themselves on how to listen to somebody, what can we do next? What can we do from there? Because not everybody, I don't think everybody, I don't think everybody's going to be comfortable listening. But we've got, one of the things that I've been saying, and maybe you can put an end to me saying this. I don't know if you would do that or not, but one of the things that I've been telling everybody is that reacting from a suicide, there's no way to react well from a suicide. So we need to learn how to pre-act. And that is one of the things that we're really trying to teach people with this program, is we're trying to get them to think about things before it happens and pre-act and try to not have a way to, or not have a reason to react. if somebody is not able to listen to somebody, Daria, what should they do? What should their first step be? If they don't feel that they are the person uh, who can physically sit there and listen to somebody, what should their next step be?
Well, therapy. And in all honesty, in Colorado, Medicaid is pretty easy to get. So if someone's lost their job, it's a simple application. Zero income will get you Medicaid. Medicaid will get you a whole slew of therapists. I'm not telling you they're all good, but they're all there and it's practically free. Medicaid therapists, if there is any out of pocket, it's usually $5 for a session. Yeah.
I want to get into the happy points now. We don't want to make this all about gloom and doom. What are some of the advantages of hypnotherapy over the everyday therapist? What are some of the things that you can offer somebody that a regular therapist cannot?
Well, they've done a lot of research. Most of it was done in the 70s, kind of an older practice. So, like the newer things they're talking about now is a lot of neuroscience and like EMDR are being researched now. Hypnosis isn't being researched quite as much anymore. But the research they did basically says that one session with hypnosis therapy and hypnosis can be equal to 10 sessions of talk therapy. Now, the most important thing I believe is there are a lot of hypnosis people. They call themselves hypnotic coach. They call themselves hypnotic workers. They call themselves stage hypnotists. They call themselves hypnotists. They are not hypnotherapists. Now, they may call themselves that, but as you find out their training, you may find out they took 1 week of training and they're out there meddling in something that can be very can actually cause harm because you're getting down deep into the subconscious and you're making suggestions. And maybe someone who perhaps has been traumatized as a child, if you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing, you could actually re-traumatize them. And sometimes, I don't know, I kind of call it playing with hypnosis. There's a lot of people that offer like, oh, let's come and meet and let's have coffee and let's do past life regression all together. Or let's do some parts therapy together. And I mean, I've even treated people who've been harmed by some people kind of like playing with that really, really powerful tool. So it's important, I think, that you find someone who is trained and honestly understands the mind and how powerful it can be. And, you really want the mind to be working for you, not against you.
Right.
And oftentimes in people that are struggling with mental health issues, their mind is not working for them. They're doom and gloom and they're focusing on negativity and there's a lot of guilt and shame. And like a woman I met with yesterday, just doing intake, she finally admitted to me that she'd been sexually abused by an uncle when she was 7 years old. And she had not put that together with what she's struggling with today. Until I said, oh, wow, that's, thank you for sharing. And that's important to consider. That might be why you struggle with relationships. What do you think?
That's something that there are people who really do not know how to put those two things together, right?
Right.
And so there's something in your past that you may have tucked deep down inside that's a root issue of what's going on, and your brand of therapy can take and help remind the brain or pull it out of the dark recesses.
Yeah, I can do regression and I do regression, but I usually don't take them to that traumatic incident unless they insist. I have had someone come back and they just wanted some memories. And usually what I say is, let's do some work first. And then if it's still bothering you and you still want to do it, maybe on the 4th session, we'll do that. But I want to make sure we're in a really good space before we actually go there, because re-traumatizing you probably already have some PTSD. re-traumatizing you is not going to be helpful
Right.
at all. So we're not going to go there unless you insist, like after we've had several sessions together. And honestly, I've never had anybody really say, okay, I'm ready to go do that. Never. Because we can release and let go of, yeah, that root cause of the symptoms. And even medication. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I don't do medication. I know some medication is important. Some people have to have it. Diagnoses like schizophrenia or bipolar often are really, really helped by some medication. Some people who are just not sleeping, you don't sleep, medication doesn't give you the best sleep, but at least gets you some sleep. And without sleep, life can be really hard. I can help people release and let go of things, and I give them tools and so that they can sleep and let their subconscious do the work it needs to do. Because that's what happens at night.
You
But
you also
yeah.
concentrate a lot on family therapists, and I just want to say this first off. I want to thank you very much for joining me today. This is something that you and we've been trying to work on getting us together, but your schedule is so difficult sometimes, and then it doesn't mix up with ours. You can find all of Daria's information if you go to Community Pay It Forward .us, and you can find her page under Metro Denver Hypnotherapy and Family Therapy. I know that's a lot there, but if you go here to the verified partners spot and you go right down here to family therapy, look at this beautiful smile. It's going to pop up right now. There you go. And you can find Daria right there. And all of her information is there. So make sure that you go on ahead and pull that up and check out everything about Daria. Why don't you give us some of the things that you have a lot of experience with on helping out families? And this doesn't have to just be suicide related. Let's talk about the entire family real quick. And what are some of the things that you feel like you really have a grasp on being able to help people?
I started out kind of like really broad in general, and I'm finding that what is coming to me most often are families who have been separated and have children. So some of them are a father and a son or a daughter. They're struggling in their relationship. They lived with dad for a little while. Now they're living with mom, and they're being pulled and push me, pull me, that type of thing. So I meet with first like the dad and the son. And then, we're trying to talk, we're trying to get them to communicate. And then oftentimes I'll bring in the mom and I'll say, we're going to have a session with just the co-parents. So mom and dad who are no longer together. Sometimes I even include the step parents. So I can have, mom with her new husband and dad with his new wife and even their extra children. And basically what I say is, okay, I'm here to create peace and harmony in this relationship. First and foremost, why are you putting the swords up? Why are you hurting each other? You're done. You've decided that the relationship is not going to work. You are finished. But here's the problem. You've got this child who is two parts of is half of each of you. And so when dad is being mean about mom, this child is thinking, oh, maybe he doesn't like me either, or vice versa. And so a lot of times it's meeting with those parents and saying, okay, it is time. Let's get out whatever you need to get out now without your child here. Let's talk about it. What happened? Okay, what happened? What are you still holding on to? Why are you still resenting him over this? What forgiveness needs to happen? Because you know what? It's done. You've been divorced for 3 years. So stop using this child as this weapon and using weapons against each other, because this child is the most important part here. And this child is struggling with depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. And it's going to take time because it's all talking. It's not, it doesn't involve a whole lot of hypnosis, although I do use a lot of my tools in that. that I learned from hypnosis. But that has really become my specialty and what I love. Now, what I don't love is that oftentimes courts are involved, CFIs are involved, GALs are involved, and I have to go through all these things. Like some people I can meet with Zoom, and like I've got the child with me in my office, and then I have to meet with the dad on Zoom because they've got a restraining order against each other. So it gets complicated, but I'm willing to work through those complications in order to help the family.
That specific problem, and I will admit, after my first divorce, I was so young. I was 24 on my first divorce. I was a young father, and quite frankly, probably too immature to have had a child. Hindsight being what it is. My son has grown up to be a very, very well-adjusted young man. Matter of fact, I'm extremely excited. We get to see him for the first time in 3 years here at the end of the month. He's finally coming home from Japan. Get this, Daria, he's going to officiate my wedding. My son is going to officiate my wedding. So that's
cool.
yeah, it's really kind of weird, so it scares me what he's going to do. He is his father's son, let's put it that way. So, but having both of my boys as part of that is going to be something special. But I know that when I was younger, my thoughts towards his mom really played a part in everything that I would do. And I do realize now I've gotten older that I wish, I really wish I would have handled that different, because I could have helped him through some difficult things instead of using him to get me through difficult things. And that's something that, just as a message to dads out there, it's tough, but don't use that kid. Don't use that kid. It's that kid's something to love, not use. So Daria, people can get a hold of you by calling you at 303-358-1293, correct?
Yep. And okay. That is my cell phone.
That is your cell phone.
And I'm okay with getting a call.
All right.
If it's too late, leave a message. If I'm with a client, leave a message. But I usually try to get back to people at least by that night, sometimes the next day. And honestly, sometimes I'm calling people at 8:30, 9 o'clock because I'm just finishing my day.
Well, and you are taking on new clients?
I am. Yep.
All right. And please do remember this wonderful, wonderful woman, everything that she does, she is a part of the Community Pay It Forward Fund family. So she's one of our verified partners. And as I've said, she's one of my heroes. She's driven all the way up here to Northern Colorado to deliver clothing for people. She's been a part of everything that we do. So my respect and love for this woman is undying. But Daria, it was such a pleasure getting you involved and bringing you into helping us rediscover the happy place. If you had one last thing to say to all the people out there who are struggling, what would that be?
Let go of fear, let go of anger, and let's all create peace and harmony with each other.
Well, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Again, once again, you can get a hold of Daria at 303-358-1293, or you can go to metrohypnotherapy.com. So all that will be available if you go to communitypayitforward.us, and you can find her there. So thank you, Daria. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I'd be happy to give Zach a whole bunch of the money.
Yeah.
What he does is pretty amazing. And I appreciate what he does too.
All right. Well, thank you all very much. Please keep looking forward to more of these packed shorts. Again, we cannot react in a good way to suicide, so let's pre-act. People like Daria are out here. Let's utilize what we've got. Let's stop the madness. We'll see you at the next time. Thank you. I want to once again give a huge thanks to Daria because she did join me for this. And as I mentioned in that, we've been trying to connect for quite a while, but she's quite a busy person. Daria is a wonderful person, easy to talk to, and even if you have a little bit of difficulty talking to you, she's just going to hypnotize you anyway. So and I have not heard anybody say that she makes him cluck like a chicken. I asked. I had to ask. You know, I just know that I would be the first one. Then again, I got such a pea brain that it wouldn't be that difficult. Somebody's going to tell me, "Hey, I'm probably going to have a beer," and somebody goes, "Every time somebody says and Zach, you're going to cluck like a chicken." Probably would work. Anyway, right here's the information for Daria Mann. Get a hold of her. She's a great person, great partner, and she's here to willing to help you and help others. So, once again, starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. That's like early for some people. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. If you go to the Facebook pages, like just look around wherever you're sitting right now, you're going to find the map to the location. Please use that map because the address doesn't coincide with the map. So either Google's a little funny, or Greeley's a little funny, or they're both a little funny. I reserve for judgment, my own right for judgment. But please come and join us tomorrow, 8 a.m. to noon. If you need clothes, if you need school clothes, if you need work clothes, we have clothes from mom, dad, kids. We have some furniture. We've got chairs. We've got a sleeper couch. We've got other things. I've also got a friend who's down in the Denver area who has it looks like a beautiful love seat and table set that she's trying to gift somebody. So if you want more information about that, send me a text message, 970-909-0751. Say, shoot me the information and I will try to connect you guys. Hey everybody, my name is Zach Clayton. I is president of IANS. There we go. Me and my education well at work. Garden City High School, only the best. That's Garden City, Kansas too, not Garden City, Colorado, which is like literally pot shops and bars. That's all it is. Pot shops and bars. I think there's actually a laundromat there too, or a car wash, something. 970-909-0751. Give us a call if you have any information. If you have any questions on how to use the Community Pay It Forward program, just give me a call. But please, let's use it. You shop, you donate, you shop, other people get to stand up and stand out. You shop, other people get to stand up and stand out. So please remember to love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. Join us next Wednesday when we at 5 p.m. Mountain, 7 Eastern, when we bring back the goddess of the grapes, Stephanie Samos, and we conclude our midway point of the August wine event featuring Nancy's House and Reboot VA. Once again, 7 Eastern, 5 Mountain, right here on all the PAC networks. Please, nobody has to go it alone when we all come together. Hey, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting us all. So help somebody today, and we'll talk to you later. My name is Zach. Have a great day. Bye now. Still bye now.